Hey Lauren, what is America's favorite sandwich?
Let's see. The hamburger?
You're right. When did the hamburger debut?
I know, at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis.
Wow, you're good. Okay, try this. How many quarter-pound hamburgers come from a 1,000-pound steer?
Oh, that's easy. 1,000 quarter-pound hamburgers come from the ground beef in a 1,000-pound steer.
So, let's learn more about ground beef, since we both
love
grilled hamburgers.
During our presentation, we would like to share 3 points about ground beef: how to select ground beef, store ground beef, and use a meat thermometer.
We received our information from the Iowa Beef Industry Council, their website, and this brochure, Ground Beef Recipes.
Select ground beef with a bright cherry red color, like this. There should be no gray or brown blotches. Vacuum packaged beef will have a darker purplish red color. When you open the package and the meat gets air, the ground beef will turn bright red. The ground beef should be firm to the touch. Make sure the package is cold with no holes or tears. Choose packages without excessive liquids. Select ground meat last year at the grocery store so it will stay as cold as possible.
Ground beef packages are labeled according to the United States Department of Agriculture standards and by supermarket preferences. Lean to fat ratios vary greatly. The information on the labels will tell you the percent lean to the percent fat. For example, this label is 90% lean and 10% fat. A 3-ounce patty will have 230 calories and 10 grams of fat. This label is 80% lean and 20% fat. A 3-ounce patty will have 230 calories and 15 grams of fat.
A 3-ounce serving of ground beef is usually about 4 ounces uncooked, or 3 ounces cooked, about the size of a deck of cards. The ground beef label may also tell you the cut that was used to produce the ground beef, for instance, sirloin, chuck, or round. This label gives safe handling instructions. Follow these directions carefully.
The ground beef package label may also include the use-by date or the freeze-by date. This label has a use-by date. This is the last day it is safe to use the product. Use or freeze ground beef on or before this date.
To refrigerate or freeze ground beef for a longer time, rewrap the meat in heavy-duty aluminum foil. You want to wrap the ground meat as heavy as possible. To freeze ground meat for a longer time, rewrap the meat in heavy-duty aluminum foil, freezer paper, or plastic freezer bags, such as this. The ground beef may be stored in the freezer for up to 4 months. Label and date all packages such as this.
Always remember to wash your hands with hot soapy water before and after handling raw beef. Also wash work surfaces and utensils that the raw meat has touched. You can also wear gloves when grilling outside. This is the grilling season. Put uncooked meat on one plate and cooked meat on a clean plate. This avoids cross-contamination of meat juices. Defrost the ground beef in the refrigerator, not on the kitchen counter, to prevent bacterial growth. It will take about 24 hours to defrost a 1.5-inch thick package of ground beef. Cook the ground beef as soon as possible after it has been thawed.
When cooking or grilling your ground beef, use a meat thermometer. You want the internal temperature to reach 160 degrees. When cooking or grilling your ground beef, stick the meat thermometer in the thickest area of the beef, like this. Stick the thermometer in sideways. Always check ground beef in several different places to ensure food safety. You can purchase a meat thermometer at the Iowa Beef Industry Council for $2.
Never eat raw or uncooked ground beef. Do not overmix ground beef when you are making patties. They will have a compact texture. Use a spatula when turning your hamburgers. If you press on the hamburgers, you will lose flavorful juices. The hamburgers will be dry. Lauren, it has been fun to learn more about ground beef. The next time you are ready for a juicy hamburger, remember to select ground beef with a bright red color, refrigerate or freeze the meat, and cook to 160 degrees.
During our presentation, we have shared 3 points about ground beef: how to select ground beef, store ground beef, and use a meat thermometer. Ground beef, it's what's for dinner.
Are there any questions?
Because the question was, why is the vacuum packaged beef darker? It's because the air has been sealed out of it, and so it will be darker.
When I shop at my grocery store, my ground beef is not packaged. They have it and weigh it out when I buy it. How can I find nutritional facts like you showed on the back of your package? How can I find that without thinking of it?
Go ahead.
The question was you're at the grocery store. You find it in like it's different. It's not packaged, and she wants to know how you can find ground beef
The nutritional facts.
with the nutritional facts. I do not know, and I will look into that.
They tell us we have to cut down on red meat. We should only have so many servings a week. What do you think about that?
The question was, if they should, people tell you, the nutrition people tell you you should have only a certain amount of servings a week. Beef can give you heart disease, but that doesn't mean you need to stop eating beef. You can keep eating it, just don't eat as much. Yes. Because you don't know who the person that handled the beef before you when you were like handling it. So you don't contaminate.
Why should I put extra foil or a freezer bag on top of it?
So it doesn't spoil. In your freezer, yeah. Because this doesn't, this plastic stuff on top doesn't if it gets cut, then that meat will get exposed to air, and then you want extra wrapping on it. We are just starting to use thermometers. We haven't ever cooked beef before, but we started this summer, so we were trying to get into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hot.
It's hot.
If there are no more questions, this concludes our presentation.